what's up, y'all? Y'all good? I hope so. Y'all, let's get into episode 2 of His and Hers, okay? So, Jack, he's flying over to the hotel where Anna was because he's heated, right? Because she exposed the identity of the victim after he asked her not to. So, Anna narrates and says, "It took a long time, but I understand now why things went wrong. It all leads back here to this place, to the people who did what they shouldn't have." So Jack, he wants to know, why would Anna lie to him like that and spill the identity of the victim? Anna says she was just doing her job. He starts looking around the room for Richard, calling him her boyfriend, and she says, "That's my cameraman," which Jack, he found that very funny because it was clear to his ears that Richard's so-called camera was pointing everything but the news. So Anna starts laughing and she tells Jack that she wasn't under the impression that he'd been celibate, and he asked her if he was just supposed to stand by and wait for her, and Anna was like, "Yeah." But Jack wanted to know if he did, would it have made a difference? She said that she didn't know, but they need to try and coexist. Then she asked him if they had any suspects yet, and he said that they didn't. Over at the coroner's office, she shows them the friendship bracelet, and Jack knows what it is because his sister has one. The doctor tries to get a DNA sample from them again, but Jack got another excuse, so he just grabs the swabs and tells them that they'll get them back to her, but right now they need to go interview the husband. So over at the husband's house, he tells them that he knew about his wife's extracurricular activities because due to his health, they made an arrangement, right? She can go out and get her principal pleasured. She just couldn't do it in the house, the city, and he didn't want to know about it. He said that Rachel liked doing those things in cars, especially in trucks, because it made her feel like she was sneaking around, and she always wanted to be with someone she felt like she was better than. Jack feels like Mr. Duffy doesn't have the highest opinion of his wife, and Mr. Duffy asked Jack if he was married. He said that he was, and that was Priya's first time learning that Jack was married. Mr. Duffy said he loved his wife, and however Jack feels about his thoughts about his wife or what him and his wife agreed on, that was just going to have to be Jack's opinion. So Mr. Duffy shows them the surveillance footage when Rachel left the house, and they noticed that she made a phone call right before leaving. Priya said that they have people trying to find her phone, and she hopes that it's still on. Mr. Duffy was like, "Yeah, it's still on. I called it all day yesterday, and I've been calling it today." Jack doesn't want him calling the phone because if you keep calling the phone, you're going to drain the battery, and we ain't going to be able to find it. So now they need the clothes that Mr. Duffy had on the night that his wife was unalived. He already had the clothes sitting there on the stool, folded and everything. And on top of that, they had been washed. He washed the clothes, which Mr. Duffy didn't find that strange because he was like, it's a regular laundry day. He didn't know the lady was going to be unalived. So he said that his wife had a mean streak, and that made Priya wonder if that contributed to what happened to her. And he said, to be stuck 40 times, somebody had to have it out for you. And Jack wanted to know, how did Mr. Duffy know that she was stuck 40 times when that information hadn't been released? And he said Anna filled him in when she stopped by earlier that day. She asked for an interview. He declined, but he did tell her that Rachel said she was going to meet up with Helen Wayne that night in the woods. So then the scene cuts over to the news station where you see Anna's boss telling Lexi that she don't have to worry about Anna because Anna is not as sharp as she used to be. And Lexi asks him, well, is that why she asked to work with my husband? Because to Lexi, they don't look right to her. So Anna, she done made it over to St. Hilary, right, to talk to Helen. Now Jack and Priya, they were getting ready to leave Mr. Duffy's house. Jack asked Priya to take pictures of all of the cameras around the house. And when she walked off, he called over to St. Hilary's to speak to Helen, but he had to leave a message. Then you see Mr. Duffy on the phone with somebody, and he's telling them that he's going to wash his hands of them in a situation or whatever. Then you see him call Rachel's phone again. Jack is sitting in his truck when he hears something vibrating, and it's Rachel's phone. It got stuck between the seats. So he had to hide it because Priya had made it back to the truck. Now, over at St. Hilary's, Anna has a flashback to her first day there. When her mom was with her, she was showing her around, and her mom introduced her to Rachel. Then you see Rachel and two of her friends walk off. They asked her how does she know Anna, and she said because her mom cleans our house. Now, Priya, she is over there, going over her theories with Jack. He keeps dismissing everything. She really feels like they need to go talk to Helen Wayne, but Jack feels like they need to go handle other things. Priya wanted to know when was Jack going to tell her that he was married or that he knew Helen Wayne. To Jack, ain't none of that important. Now, over there at St. Hilary's, it's clear that Anna and Helen, they don't see it for each other. They were throwing shade at each other during their whole meeting. Now, Helen says that whatever was going on with Duffy and Rachel was none of her business, and it wasn't Anna's either. Anna says, well, clearly by definition, it is my business. Anna says an anonymous source told her who Rachel was going to meet with that night. She just needs a second source to confirm it. But when Helen asked her who was it, Anna said that she couldn't reveal that info. Helen doesn't think Anna has any info. And Anna doesn't think that Helen knows who Rachel was with and that she's withholding info from the police. Helen says, well, the police haven't asked me anything, so I'm not withholding anything. Helen wants to know why hasn't the police asked her anything. Then she leans in and tells Anna that they should ask Jack. Anna, she don't like that very much, so she grabs her coat to leave. Then Helen asked her if she felt like a 20-year-old secret loses its potency or gets more explosive over the years. Now, Anna is looking at Helen like she wanted to put hands on her, but instead she threw some shade, but Helen is just as quick with the comebacks. After Anna apologizes for leaving her manners in Atlanta, Helen says, well, I guess it's better than leaving a dead baby in the Lonica. Then she buzzes her assistant to have them escort Anna out. And then the assistant lets her know that Detective Harper has called her several times. And she was like, oh, really? Why, thank you for telling me this. Now, back at the police station, Jack is telling Priya that he needs her to work on the court order for Duffy's phone records because he feels like he's hiding something. But Priya, on the other hand, feels like Duffy was pretty open and honest. So, as she go do what he asks, Jack goes into his office and he makes a call to cancel the trace on Rachel's phone because, hey, he don't need it now, he got it. And then he starts to try to look through her phone, but she has a passcode lock on it. So Priya, she's looking over his office. She see him doing something. She just don't know what it is. So then she gets up to tell him that the pathologist wants the DNA swabs back tonight. Jack was like, okay. So he leaves the station and goes home. The niece is there, but the mama is not. So he sits there and watches TV. And then he asked her if she wanted to play super detective. So he swabs her mouth instead of swabbing himself. Now, Anna, she done pulled up outside of this house, and she has a flashback to when her and Jack went house hunting, and that's when she told him that she was expecting. Now you hear this music coming down the street, and it's Zoe. She done slowed up beside Anna's car and gave her the middle finger. Sure. So Priya, she's going over Duffy's phone records, and she sees that he did call right after they left the house. Now, over there at Miss Alice's house, Anna brought her some groceries, and Miss Alice asked if she wanted her to fix her some breakfast. She was like, no. She said, well, you need to fix something because I could tell that you're losing weight. So Anna asked her how was she doing, and Miss Alice knew that Jack was the one who told her what was going on with her. So she was like, I tried to call you, and I tried to reach out to you, but you didn't answer. Then I didn't know where you lived. Anna says she lost her daughter, and Miss Alice was like, and I did too. You were gone for over a year and did nobody know where you were. So Anna avoids that, then tells her mom that she needs to see a doctor. Then her phone rings and it's Jim telling Anna that Lexi missed her driver, so he needs her to come back and anchor the evening news. Miss Alice sits the plate in front of Anna while she's on the phone, and Miss Alice then scrambled the eggs and the shell. So now Anna really worried. So Jack, he drops off the DNA swab. Then he asks the guy who was there if he's seen a wedding ring. Going back over to Zoe's house, she done tripped over Jack's boots and tells the little girl to take them up to his room. At the same time, Priya is looking over a picture of a cast of a boot print, and it shows that the boot was a size 10 and the left heel was worn down. When the little girl kicks the boot off, the camera zooms in on the bottom of the boot and it's worn down on the left side. Now back over there at the morgue, Jack finds Rachel's body. He slides her out, puts the camera on her face. It did work. Then he opens her eyes to unlock her camera. Then he leaves out of there, goes into another room and starts deleting all the messages that he sent to her. But he also sees that Helen knew about him and Rachel. And that's the end of the second episode.